NASA hid your real zodiac sign. You're not who you think you are. Okay, let's talk. You think you're a stubborn Taurus, a loyal Leo, or a sensitive Pisces. Right, well, what if I told you that for your entire life, you've probably been reading the wrong horoscope? And what if I told you that NASA, yes, the space agency, is the reason why, now? Before you start throwing out your star charts, let me explain. This isn't some wild conspiracy theory. It's a fascinating story about history, astronomy, and how our understanding of the stars has changed over thousands of years. So get ready. Because your astrological identity is about to get a major shake-up. First, let's clear something up. NASA is an agency of scientists, not astrologers. They study astronomy, the scientific study of everything in outer space. Astrology, on the other hand, is the belief that the positions of stars and planets can influence human events. They are two very different things. But a few years ago, NASA published an article for kids explaining the history of the zodiac, and the internet went absolutely wild. Why? Because they mentioned a 13th zodiac sign that most of us had never heard of, Ophiuchus. So where did this all come from? To understand, we have to travel back in time, about 3,000 years, to ancient Babylonia. The Babylonians were brilliant astronomers, and they were the ones who first came up with the idea of the zodiac. They watched the sky and noticed that the sun appeared to travel through a specific set of constellations over the course of a year. This path the sun takes is called the ecliptic. They divided this path into 12 equal parts, like slicing a pizza. They picked 12 constellations along this path and assigned one to each slice. Why 12? Well, they already had a 12-month calendar, so it was convenient. It just fit perfectly. This is how we got the 12 signs of the zodiac that we know today: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and so on. But here's the twist. The Babylonians actually knew there were more than 12 constellations along the sun's path. In fact, they identified 13. The 13th one was Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. So why did they leave it out? It was a simple matter of convenience. 12 signs fit neatly into their 12-month calendar. 13 was just awkward. So, for the sake of a tidy system, Ophiuchus got the boot. It wasn't some grand conspiracy. It was ancient people simplifying a complex system to make it work for them. They literally just ignored a whole constellation to make the math easier. Now, let's fast forward to the present day. When NASA wrote about this, they were just stating an astronomical fact. The sun does indeed pass through the constellation Ophiuchus. From an astronomical perspective, it's just another constellation on the ecliptic. But when people heard this, they thought NASA had discovered a new sign and was trying to change astrology. That's not what happened. NASA was just explaining the history and the science. They weren't endorsing astrology or trying to tell you your sign is wrong. They were just pointing out the difference between the ancient Babylonian system and modern astronomical observations. But wait, there's another layer to this celestial onion. The Earth wobbles. It's a very slow wobble, like a spinning top that's starting to slow down. This phenomenon is called precession, and it means that over thousands of years, the North Pole points to different stars. What does this have to do with your zodiac sign? Everything. Because of this wobble, the constellations are no longer in the same position in the sky as they were 3,000 years ago when the Babylonians created the zodiac. The entire system has shifted by about one full sign. So, the dates that astrologers use today are based on where the constellations were thousands of years ago, not where they are now. For example, if you were born in late March, astrology says you're an Aries. But in today's sky, on those dates, the sun is actually in the constellation Pisces. So, astronomically speaking, you're a Pisces. Almost everyone's real astronomical sign is the one before their astrological one. This shift, combined with the existence of Ophiuchus, throws a huge wrench into the traditional 12-sign system. Let's look at the dates. If we were to create a new zodiac based on the actual time the Sun spends in each of the 13 constellations today, the dates would look completely different. And this is where it gets really interesting for you. Let's run through them. Capricorn would be from January 20th to February 16th. Aquarius from February 16th to March 11th. Pisces would be March 11th to April 18th. Aries is only from April 18th to May 13th. Taurus from May 13th to June 21st. Gemini from June 21st to July 20th. Cancer is July 20th to August 10th. Leo is August 10th to September 16th. And Virgo is September 16th to October 30th. Notice how the time frames are all different lengths. That's because constellations are different sizes. The Sun doesn't spend an equal amount of time in each one. The Babylonians made them all equal for simplicity, but in reality, it's not like that at all. Now for the last few. Libra would be from October 30th to November 23rd. Scorpios, get ready for this. Your sign would only cover November 23rd to November 29th. That's just about a week. A huge number of people who thought they were Scorpios would actually be something else. And here he is, the star of our show, Ophiuchus. The 13th sign would be from November 29th to December 17th. So if your birthday falls within these dates, congratulations. According to the stars, you are an Ophiuchus. The final sign, Sagittarius, would then be from December 17th to January 20th. So, take a moment, find your birthday in these new date ranges. What's your new sign? Are you still the sign you thought you were, or has your astrological identity been completely flipped on its head? Let me know in the comments what your new sign is and how you feel about it. So, who is Ophiuchus? What does this forgotten sign represent? In Greek mythology, Ophiuchus represents Asclepius, the god of medicine and healing. He was said to have learned the secrets of life and death from a serpent, which is why he's often depicted holding a snake. This is actually the origin of the rod of Asclepius, the symbol of medicine we still see today. People born under this sign are said to be healers, truth seekers, and have a wisdom beyond their years. They're curious, passionate, and often drawn to the medical field or other helping professions. They're said to have good luck and be charismatic leaders. Sounds pretty cool, right? It's a shame the Babylonians left him out. So, what does this all mean for you and your horoscope? Does this mean astrology is fake? Well, that's a question for you to answer. What's clear is that the astrology most people follow is based on a simplified, 3,000-year-old system that doesn't align with our current astronomical reality. The sky has changed. Our understanding of the cosmos has grown immensely. But Western astrology has largely remained the same, holding onto the traditions of the Babylonians. It's a clash between an ancient belief system and modern science. Astrology was never meant to be a precise science. It was a way for ancient people to find meaning in the heavens, to connect their lives to the vast, mysterious universe above them. It's a system of archetypes and stories. Whether you're a real Libra or an astronomical Virgo, or maybe even an Ophiuchus, the most important thing is what you take from it. Do the traits of your sign resonate with you? Does it give you a framework for self-reflection? If it does, then who's to say it's wrong? Ultimately, the story of Ophiuchus and the shifting zodiac isn't about debunking astrology. It's about understanding its origins and appreciating the incredible science of astronomy. It shows us that the universe is constantly in motion, a dynamic and ever-changing place. The stars aren't static points of light, they are part of a grand cosmic dance, and we're just beginning to understand the steps. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember there's more to the story than you might think. And maybe, just maybe, you're in Ophiuchus, the hidden 13th sign of the Zodiac. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through the stars, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our universe. See you next time.